Hey, what's up guys? Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that in the description there is a link for Give Send Go to Charlie Kirk's family. So if you can, just go to that link and donate what you can. Alright, let's get into this. So I've been working on one of these things and I'm about to work on the other. Remember, I think it was probably my last video. I don't know when that was, a long time ago. But anyway, I came up with a restrictor plate system to run in these shutoffs. And what it was, I think I threw away all of them because I came up with a better system. But anyway, that tell you what, I can explain this. Well, here we go. We'll use what I made. Down here, you probably can't see it, but down in here there's a plastic disc. It looks kind of like this. It looks a lot like this. In fact, I modeled this from it. Except it has 4 holes. And this one has, besides the center hole, one tiny little hole up top. I hope you were able to see that, but that hole is where the gas goes through, and that's what it's restricted down to, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4 larger holes. This particular hole is 0.8 of a millimeter. I have not tried this restrictor plate yet, but let me just take this apart to show you, give you a little bit better idea how it goes together. What you need is something to pop this plate out of there. A small enough Allen wrench will do. There's 2 holes in the bottom here on either side, and those are what allow the air to pass through. We'll just take this whole thing apart to show you how it works. So here we have the 2 different plates, and let's see, you can see the 4 holes in that one, and gonna have to get you, let me just take you out of here and show you. So the gas comes out, your bottle is on this side, and so the gas goes through here. This pin on the inside here gets moved that way, and it opens your regulator, and the gas is able to go through here, through the body of the shutoff, and then through those holes. And let me put you back in here. There's a little bar here. This collar bit presses on. So the this collar pushes on that bar, and that bar is what pushes this pin to open the regulator valve. So I know that's a terrible way to explain it, but if you had one of these, you could see how it works, and it's rather simple but quite ingenious. Now, with this plate, all you do is take your pin out, and there's a Oh, this one's got those tight seals on it. Let's see. I used to think you needed heavy-duty seals in here, and now I'm starting to realize that you really don't. So here's some of the originals that I used to replace with heavy-duty ones. So this seal is the same size as these seals that go around your regulators or your shut-offs or whatever. Anyway, it just goes around here. So it's on there. I do like to use a little bit of silicone grease for this, so we'll go ahead and do that. The purpose of this, if you didn't see the last video, is when you hook a bottle directly to the hopper, it's like running more pressure than, so like 5K at 1,000 psi directly on the hopper without restricting it is damn near impossible to run. It's just, it doesn't have a hose to go through, so you don't have that friction to deal with. You don't have the friction of going through a slide check valve or anything like that. So it's just a much easier way for the gas to get up there. And it's so dynamic when you're, firing a solenoid, opening a valve that many times and dealing with flow rates and this and that and the other. That's where I am right now, just experimenting with different size orifices. And I've got one and that I'm still playing around with, but it works great at like 1200 psi. Yeah, so, and it's bigger than this. It's about, what is it, 1.4 millimeters, I think. Anyway, this just drops in. Got to make sure that I might open this hole up a little bit more in future designs, but it can go in like that with the O-ring facing down. Lube this up a little bit. And then I can put my pin in there. So that one is ready to try. And the other thing, well, I guess we could try it right here. Other thing I've been working on is I think I finally found a switch that will handle the heavier, the 6S packs and higher amperage Craftsman battery packs. There's always been a workaround to this. I got a little nasty comment on a video I made about only being able to use these 2 amp packs. Yeah, it's funny whenever I get nasty comments like that. It just boop, never hear from that person again. But anyway, the workaround I didn't want to show it because I'll show you why. All right, the way you could get around damaging your switch if you wanted to run a 4 amp pack is that you could just go ahead and turn the switch on. That way it can't arc, and therefore it can't weld itself in the open position when you install the battery. So we're good to go. And now from here, you can turn it off. But if I were to try to turn it on, it would weld the switch in the on position. So that's no good. That's the biggest thing about it. Also, when you do it like this and you take the battery out, the gun remains live for a little bit, and it's possible that it could get a couple of shots off this way because that energy is just still stored in those capacitors, and it'll stay there for several seconds. You can see it fading now. So I'm just going to pull the trigger to make sure. Now everything's dumped. I could have just turned it off. But anyway, that's the main thing about it, and it would be really easy to forget if you were wanting to run one of these battery packs, to forget about that and then just, you know, turn it on with this installed. So that's why I found a switch. Grok showed me this switch, and I think this will work. This is 30 DC volts, 5 amp rated. So I'm gonna install one of these and that bird, and we're gonna see how it works with that. And that's gonna open things up for this is where I need your input, because I could do a couple of different things. I can make a custom pack like this. This has 5 18650s in it. I could make a custom pack that holds 6, and I was thinking about doing it. You can't really mail. There's certain restrictions about mailing 18650s. I did find these holders that allow you to. They're no solder holders. That would allow somebody who bought one of these to put their own 18650s in it and virtually have a custom 6S pack. They would need a different charger than a Craftsman charger to charge it. There's several different options. The way I was thinking about doing it is just have all of the battery management system inside here, and then have, you know, a 22-volt charger that you just can plug into the side of it with like a barrel connection or something like that. No balancing wires needed or anything like that. The other thing that would be a lot simpler for me is just to put like an XT60 connector somewhere in here, maybe, or maybe even under here is what I was thinking. If it's under here, you can't plug in, you know, one of these and one of these at the same time. So if I were to do that, I was thinking of making some kind of chassis that, you know, connects in here to hold a 6S pack. This is a huge 6S pack, by the way. You can, I've got the other ones inside, but you know, they come in different form factors. So I don't know. I just want to know your thoughts on that. 6S, the benefits of that: it will run 5K stronger. It'll run everything stronger. You hit the valve harder. It it cycles it better. It cycles it harder. It runs the motor faster, so on and so forth. And you know, back in the day, I did experimenting with 6S. And for the longest time, I didn't even think you could run one of these off of 5 cells, but I ended up trying it one day because my buddy told me, hey, it works. So, and it does work. It works very well. 6S just works a little bit better. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'm probably not going to go ahead and build these things out to sell them. I'm just going to wait and hear how much, if you guys even want it. You know, we didn't actually shoot that with the big battery pack. Let's do that. All right.